Hello, feral authors. Welcome to our world. This is the beginning of the tutorial on how to write a story within feral fiction. So, without further delay, uh, let me introduce you to my brother. That's Tom, and Tom is has coded and done all of the heavy lifting in the creation of this tool. So. I'm going to show you uh, the author's tool, okay? And but first I have to share my screen. Okay, share. Okay, I'm sending a request to Tom. Tom is, I
Yeah,
think, going to let me
I
share.
will.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, he's going to let me do this. Okay, now I can share, and I'm sharing my whole screen. Okay, all right. So I'm going to open the author's tool. You'll see the really cool animated logo. That Sonic little tune was written by our other brother, one of our many other brothers, Rob. Okay, so now once you get into the tool, you're going to go to File, and you have some options here. You can either start a new collection, which is what we're going to do today, because we're starting a new story, or if you're continuing to work on a story, you will have saved it, and then you would go to Load Collection. But we're going to go to New Collection today, and we're going to give this story a name, and we're going to call this story Whole Thing. And I'm going to keep that in I have a feral development file folder, and I'm going to put it there. Okay, so now that's where that's going to live, and we're going to create a new title, and we're going to call it The Tale of the Whole Thing. All right, and then we're going to make that title. I said cast not found for this
That's
story.
fine. You're good. Keep going.
Yep. And then
Yep,
we're going to
that's
say,
normal.
okay. And so now the tale of the whole thing, you can see the title is up there. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of give some context for the story. Okay. Uh, and we'll just write that this is a story about a creature that lives in a closet, and the child who discovers it and makes it a friend. Okay, good. So there we have that. And then we go over here, and you'll see underneath this story line, there's a disk. So you're going to save that, and now the story is saved. Okay, that's how you save things in feral fiction. All right. Now, any story is going to need a couple things. You're going to need a couple characters. So let's make some characters. Oh, or Tom, do we want to create an image for this story yet, or no?
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and create a cover? That way people
Okay, so
let me
yeah.
do that.
Okay,
And
so
filling your author data and copyright and all that good stuff too. So that
oh right. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna put my name here, which is Willie Reale, and then we're gonna cut this will automatically copyright your work, folks. Willie Reale. Okay. Oh, and all right, so let's create this. So we're gonna go to the light box here. So I clicked on that camera image, and now I'm gonna right click and on the in the light box, and I'm going to select new. Okay, and now we're going to create an image. So let's see what we get returned from just uh, this little tiny bit of information that we're giving it here. we're going to want to go to so this is where you can pick the different models that create images. I'm going to go to Leonardo Nano Banana Pro, which is the most sophisticated of them, I think. And then we're going to hit generate, and we should be getting an image shortly. Um, and once we do, then so when you launch your story, or when your story appears on the Feral Fiction page, this image will be like the cover of your book, essentially. Uh, and uh, and you know your name will be there as author and all of that. Oh, and there it is. This is the tale of the whole thing.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that came out really well. Okay, great. All right. So then now we're gonna right click on that again, and then we're gonna do something called, well, let's preview it just so we can get a look at the whole, a little larger. That's kind of fun.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to close this down, and then I'm going to double click on that image, and I'm going to go down to the selection make reference, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to click it, and now we have that story that cover appears on our story. Cool. This is a kid's story, and we're going to use this as a literacy uh, tool. So we're going to try and get this down, the text level down to a level where kids can read it. Tom, do you want to explain text level, everybody?
Sure. So, readabilities are a pretty complicated science, which educators and researchers use to determine how text complexity relates to literacy. To make it as simple as possible for our authors, all we've created here is a 100-point arbitrary scale. And generally, the lower the number you put here, the simpler the text will be to read. Um, 84, just to give you a grounding, is essentially average adult reader level in the United States. So something you might see in the New York Times. Um, 0 or 1 in this case would be consonant, vowel, consonant rich text, very short sentences, things that you might see a preschooler being instructed with. And 99 is essentially post baccalaureate, so something an average college graduate would be able to comprehend. All right, so that's
Okay.
well, you might try, I don't know, 20 or something under 20 or between 20 and 30, somewhere in there.
Let's try 20, see what we get.
All right.
All right. We'll deal with the start room once we have rooms, which is coming up. But first, let's save what we did. Okay. And then we're going to go down to one of our other categories. Let's try characters. Okay, so let's make some characters. Um, you always have a narrator, okay? And the narrator in most stories, you won't hear from them. Certainly in nothing that I've written so far in this tool have I needed the voice of a narrator, but you have to choose a voice for your narrator. Um, and it just that's the way the system works. So we're not going to spend a lot of time choosing a voice. But so when you hit choose voice, you get some well, this is a bright, expressive narrator. So let's listen to this person.
Well, hello there. I am Arongo. Pleased to meet you. Let's get your project done today and get it sounding great.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to select that, and you'll see that the bright the voice of David is down there. That's just the character that character voice's name. All right, so now we have that done, and then we're going. You are the narrator of the story is enough of a description. Okay, let's
To start with, we'll go back to that at a future date
yeah,
to talk more
yep.
about it.
Okay, you see it says protagonist here. Well, uh, let's name our protagonist. Okay, so we have uh, you can add a character, or in this instance, you can rename a character, which is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to rename this character Kit. Okay, and that's going to be our hero in the story. And when I do that, you see the name Kit up here. Okay, good. Now, um, let's go to Kit and let's give Kit a a description. So I've written up these descriptions so we don't have to labor through me typing. And so I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it right there. And there is our character description. Kid is a very smart 9-year-old. Kid has just moved to a new town and is looking to make friends. Kit lives in with Kit's mom and Kit's dad in an old Victorian house. Kid is very kind and always willing to help anyone in distress. The whole thing lives in a whole. I'm going to cut that bit because I just took an extra sentence, which I shouldn't have. Okay. Okay, so there's Kit, and we're going to have to find a voice for Kit. So let's just do that right away. Uh, and we don't want eloquent evil villain. We don't want a pixie. Um, let's-
Ladies and gentlemen,
no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't
is
like it.
on an extraordinary journey into the hidden depths of our
Trying this one.
Hey, so quick breakdown. This
Okay,
is
let's
your
take that
old,
guy.
haired,
Okay.
slightly awkward nerd friend
Okay,
explaining
there's-
everything like it's exam day tomorrow.
Okay, that we'll just use that voice because we will, and then now we go down to system description. Tom, you want to explain why we have that?
Sure. So it's very natural for an author to write descriptions in third person, which Willie has done here. Kid is a very smart 9-year-old. Kid has just moved. The system, when we send that to the system needs to know, among a number of things that we communicate to the AI, it needs to know two things. When you tell the system to do something, you're asking it, you need to tell it who the system is and who you are in talking to the system. So as the protagonist, Kit is who you are, is who the user is. This is the character that your users will inhabit. So we're going to rewrite Kit's description in first person for the system. And but all you have to do is click on it and say, yes, generate system description. You only really need to do this once or every time you make changes and you don't feel like transcribing your changes into first person by hand. So there it is, conveniently for you. My name is Kit. I'm a very smart 9-year-old. I've just moved to a new town. So, and there it is.
Yeah, there you have that. Okay, so there's Kit. We're gonna put Kit in a location once we've created location. So now we can just move on and do our second character, right? So we're just going to add one. Okay, and this character's name is the whole thing. Okay, this is the creature that lives in the wall. Okay, so I'm going to say okay here, and now you see whole thing up there. And I'm now going to go steal this language about the whole thing here, and I'm going to place it here. Okay, the whole thing is very lonely because the family who used to live in the house has moved away. The whole thing is afraid that the new family will not be nice to him. The whole thing eats wood and is very shy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we know a little bit about that critter. And now I think it's important to know that you can also have, you may not call him or her or it the whole thing. So we have other, so we might end up calling it holy. Might be fun to add another synonym called holy moly. Uh, and maybe thing. Okay, not yet. And thing. Okay, so there's that. Let's not forget to create a system description. So I click
Right.
on that.
Because you clicked on it and said no, you just need to navigate off of this screen and then go back to it.
Oh, okay. So all right. Oh, and here's a little tip. Whenever you like, see, I'm in characters right now. If I go to any other of these categories and go back, it automatically saves whatever work we've done. So now we're going to go to the whole thing and let's get a system description. Yes, please give me one this time. And there it is. Okay. Now we're going to have to get an image of this critter. And so I'm going to click on our camera icon down there. I'm going to right click on in the character one of these rectangles in there. I'm going to say it's new. And we're going to do that same thing where we go to Nano Banana. And let's just generate an image and see what we get. Generate. Um, and you should be aware that, like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 tries generally gets you to an image that that is acceptable, and you can always go back and tweak and make, get your. There's a lot of stuff in the image department.
Aw.
That little thing. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's probably fine for now. Let's preview it. Uh, oh, there's our whole thing. Okay. Yeah, pretty cute. Okay. You would want to be nice to that if it were in your closet. Okay. So we have that.
You want to make it a reference?
Uh, oh, yeah, thanks, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, don't forget to make it a reference. So here,
Yeah.
and make reference. And now
There you
it
go.
appears down on that side. Good. Okay. All right. So now we have 2 characters. We're going to have to give them places to be, folks. That's the next step. So we're going to create some rooms. And we have 2 here that are handy we can rename. Okay. So let's rename
Do we want to close it here?
do we want to end the lesson here?
Yeah. And then we can
Yeah,
go into
okay.
rooms, because rooms is there's the navigation piece and how
Oh,
compass navigation works and all that.
Tom
That's
is
a whole.
100% right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the end of lesson 1.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for listening.